The Director of the State Informative Service hands in his resignation. Prime Minister Rama proposes the current Vice Director as his replacement. The three commissions for the reform on justice officially began their work today. 3 bodies of vetting will examine the files of 800 employees. The Academy of Science will hold an urgent meeting on Tuesday to discuss the continuation of the institution should funding cease in 2018. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Monday the 30th of October 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, bringing you the day's national top stories translated into English 6 days a week. The head of the State Informative Service, Visho, Ajazi, Lika, has resigned from his position. Sources confirmed that the director of the State Informative Service had presented the resignation request to President Ilir Meta on Friday. However, the motives behind the resignation are still unclear. Visho Ajazi Lika was appointed the position as head of the State Informative Service 5 years ago in 2012. But according to the law and the Constitution, the mandate of the Director of State Informative Service is unlimited. 2 options are predicted by the law for the leave of the Director of the State Informative Service, either by personal decision of the Director himself or by consensus of the Prime Minister and President. Immediately after the decision of the head of the State Informative Service, Prime Minister Rama met with President Ilir Meta and proposed a new name to direct this institution of high importance. It has been learned by official sources that the meeting lasted about 30 minutes and the Prime Minister and the President discussed the resignation of Lika. Prime Minister Rama has proposed the current Vice Director of the State Informative Service, Helidon Bendo, as the best candidate to take on the top job in this institution. Chairman of the Democratic Party, Basha, said that the resignation of the head of the State Informative Service, Visho Ajazi Lika, came as a consequence of political pressure. At the end of the meeting of the parliamentary group, Basha said that the State Informative Service has been a nuisance to the narco-state of the Prime Minister. This is because it has issued reports on the implication of police in drug cultivation and trafficking. I don't have concrete information, but one thing is certain. An informative service which issues reports on police implication in drug trafficking, as the State Informative Service has done for 2 years now, is a nuisance to the narco-state of the Prime Minister. Therefore, the only conclusion is there has been political pressure upon this institution, stated the DP chairman at the meeting. Prime Minister Rama is doing everything to defend Saimir Tahiri, said the DP chairman, but according to him, Rama will not make a move now because the international partners are watching. Basha also added that new cases are expected to open. The narco-state is in total panic and is doing everything to close the Tahiri issue, but that will not happen. Saimir Tahiri will not escape justice. The West will not allow Albania to turn into a country governed by gangs, so not only will this case be investigated till the end, but new ones will open in the next days. The DP chairman also declared that what he calls the Tahiri Rama Habilai scandal will remain at the centre of political actions by the opposition. The 3 commissions for the reform on justice officially began their work today. 3 bodies of vetting will examine the files of 800 employees of the justice system. The Independent Commission of Qualifications will have a staff of 68 employees. This institution is part of the re-evaluation system for judges and prosecutors. The objective of the Commission is to guarantee the justice system functions fairly, to ensure the independence of the justice system, as well as to regain public trust in the institutions of the justice system. Chair of the Commission of Qualifications, Genta Tafa, and Chair of the College of Appeal, Natasha Mulai, emphasised the necessity of the commitment to reform the justice system at the inauguration of the vetting building. They also considered the delays on the approval of the new legal framework to be intentional. The reform on justice is like a deep surgical intervention. It is like one of those interventions that are done in order to get the patient out of a coma state. We are taking a new step by bringing this reform to life. In this hard journey, threatened by many actors and factors that benefited from a system without punishment, we finally made it only because the reform on justice has had the unconditional support of all Albanians at every step. Our work will begin with the examination and control of the files, assets, figures and professionalism of all judges and prosecutors in the Republic of Albania, declared the chair of the Commission of Qualifications. The creation of a legal framework, establishment of institutions and recruiting the proper human resources has been a slow process. It is an uncontestable fact that without cleaning our ranks and without confirming to the public that we have separated from the elements which caused our damaged reputation, it would be impossible to restart one of our greatest battles, convincing the public that even the Albanian justice system can be exactly how it should be, fair and honest, declared the chair of the College of Appeal. On the day of officially beginning work, the vetting law once again passed the test in the Constitutional Court. At a meeting held behind closed doors today, the Constitutional Court decided to dismiss the request of the Union of Judges. 4 months before, the union appealed some of the articles of the vetting law, as well as articles from two other laws of the reform on justice, the law of the governing bodies of justice and the law for the status of judges. The most sensitive clause that the judges appealed to the Constitutional Court regarded control of the reputation of employees of justice. This includes the verification of the company kept by justice employees and a provision to remove persons suspected to have connections to organised crime, according to the confidential information, without a final decision. According to the judges, this could mean abusive decisions of the Vetting Commission. But the Constitutional Court dismissed this claim, leaving the law of the vetting unchanged. According to the opposition, the recent growth of the Albanian economy is a result of increased crime and drug trafficking across the country. At the meeting of the Commission of Economics, the majority and opposition debated that impact of such activities on the economy and the relation between this and the interest of foreign investments. During the meeting, the head of the State Supreme Audit also raised concerns regarding the level of tax debt, with the figure now reaching 46 billion lek. It was as the budget implementation for last year was being discussed that the Deputy Chair of the Commission and Deputy Chair of the DP, MP Tabaku, declared that the economic growth recorded for 2016 was a direct result of crime and drugs. She reiterated that as a result, the climate created repelled foreign investors, with many refusing to come to Albania and others already here choosing to abandon the country. Chair of the Commission, Erion Brace, did not agree with Tabaku's sentiments, sparking some debate in the Commission meeting. Earlier, the head of the State Supreme Audit stated that based on audits conducted for the year 2016, a cause of great concern related to the significant increase in tax debt, with the figure exceeding 46 billion lek. The State Supreme Audit also raised concerns several days ago regarding damage to the state budget, with the procurement, state property management and customs sector receiving a total of 2.5 billion euros for the period 2014-2016, with 149 million euros given in 2016 alone. The Academy of Sciences will hold an urgent meeting on Tuesday to discuss the continuation of the institution following the public discussion about the omission of funds for the year 2018. Chairman of the Academy of Sciences, Guda Betirai, said that before making this decision, Prime Minister Rama didn't meet with any of the academics, adding that he heard about the news of the omission of the budget from the media. Betirai considers the fact that the Academy of Science will cease to exist as an institution to be unacceptable. The chairman of the Academy of Sciences says there has not been a meeting between the academics and the Prime Minister to discuss the reform of the institution. Betirai has not been decreed by the President of Albania, but he was elected chairman of the institution with 28 votes from members. The budget draft for the year 2018 predicts a fund of 110.5 million lek for the Academy of Science, but sources from the government have said that this fund is predicted to be transferred to the Ministry of Education. This decision comes after the repeated accusations by Prime Minister Rama that the institution has lost sight of its intended aim. That's all for our English edition this evening. My name is Alexandra. Please join me again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. On behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.